Hey everybody, thought I'd make a video here real quick. I like to bring you as many sites from around the world as I can, and I like talking about sites I have never talked about before, and especially when they bring up intriguing questions related to other ancient sites from around the world. So today we are flying into Lora Lindu National Park in Sulawesi, Indonesia, and here is an overhead view on Google Earth of that park. Obviously probably a beautiful area. And there have been a few hundred megaliths found in this park, I believe beginning about 100 years ago. And here's just one of them on Google Earth here. But I just want to jump over to ancient origins, excuse me, and do a little bit of reading. But this is entitled Exploring the Mysterious Megaliths of the Bada Valley in Indonesia. Bada Valley, also known as Napu Valley, is a megalithic site situated in the Lora Lindu National Park in the district of Poso, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Although the megaliths have yet to be formally cataloged and documented, and that is as of 2001, several hundred of them have been located in and around the national park. These megaliths are often carved, and 30 of them depict human or human-like forms. Very little is known about these statues. And it says, the megaliths of the Bada Valley were first discovered in 1908, although slightly more than 100 years have passed since they were first uncovered. It seems that what we know about these objects is still very little. For example, it is not certain when these megaliths were made. Some have speculated that these stones were carved about 5,000 years ago. Others say 1,000 years ago. So in other words, they don't have a freaking clue. Now let's take a look at some of these megaliths, and here is the most famous one probably. This is called the Sage of the Bada Valley. Impressively carved here. Obviously happy to be here. And here is one that the land is kind of slowly swallowing up, so that really brings into question exactly how old these actually are. But going back to the Sage of Bada Valley, you know the hands are around the stomach area here, or the stomach region. Well, here is a megalith coming from Easter Island, and Moai on Easter Island. The hands are in the same position. Going over to the most, really the oldest site, really, 12,000 years, that has been clearly labeled at that date, is Gobekli Tepe. And here we have the pillars at Gobekli Tepe with the hands around the stomach area, and similar depictions here. Is that all a coincidence coming from different parts of the world? Here, coming from, was discovered very close to Gobekli Tepe, is the oldest statue really uncovered. That has been dated to 9,000 years ago, and this is called Urfa Man. And here he has his hands around his stomach region. And this statue comes from, I believe, 9,000 years ago. Does this look like a hunter-gatherer primitive man, or does this look like somebody out of Star Trek? I'm not saying he's an alien, but obviously this raises a lot of questions. 9,000-year-old statue. And one thing that I saw in a recent documentary on TV about the Mayans is the famous pyramid here, El Castillo at Chichen Itza. This is actually built on two older constructions that are underneath this. And in the very central, or the earliest pyramid that is underneath El Castillo that this was built over, a statue was found in this form, and this here was also found at Chichen Itza, I believe. And these are called chalk mules, and these statues have the hands on the navel area. I just thought that was fairly interesting to bring up. Here's an older one found at Tula that I talked about yesterday, which is involved in a Native American story coming from the United States. Tula is talked about, and here are the hands on the navel here on this statue, this Chakmul statue. So all of this, I think, really brings up a question of age, really, of all these sites. They have similar position of the hands around the navel area. What this represents, I have no idea. But I just think the megaliths of the Bada Valley are just proof that there are still so many questions about this planet's history that we don't know about, and the age of sites, and Easter Island, and where the Mayas got their knowledge from. It's all a big question mark. And people say there is nothing more to be discovered these days, but I think that is totally inaccurate. I think these are the pioneer days of discovery in ancient history, just because we have so much knowledge at our fingertips and it opens up to everybody. And I'm just happy to have my little corner in it. Hope you all thought this was interesting, and you all have a nice day.